you guys. This is going to be a very short video, but it's already Saturday and I have not gotten my health series started yet because I've been so sick. It's been a rough week. Today I actually feel a little bit better, so I'm going to get a video in just because I'm not flat on my back like I was the rest of the week. It's gallstone issues, and I injured my mouth on the inside, and then I injured my foot, and never ending. But here I am today. I'm going to start off the health series. Don't forget your health while you're grieving, by just 2 simple things. And the first one that most people forget, which I know I did, after you've just lost someone, a lot of times we forget to drink water. And I've never been much of a water drinker, ever, but I kind of have to now because, well, with the diseases that I'm dealing with, I get very dehydrated and I can't hold water, and that's a whole different story. But in general, people they kind of forget to even just do simple things like drink water. And the reason that can dehydrate you so much after a loss is because if you're like me, you cry, and you cry a lot. I mean, I cried so hard when my husband died that I actually thought I was gonna die from how much I was crying. Like, it was ripping my body apart. Just I guess the intensity of it. I couldn't catch my breath. My chest up here hurt like I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. It was such hard crying. Remembering now, it makes me remembering it now makes me want to cry. But it was hard. It was rough. And I'm sure a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially those first months. And it shakes your chest, when you get that cry going where you're just like that's not a good example because it's way more intense than that, but you know what I mean. It pounds your chest when you just can't catch your breath, and you're crying so hard, and you're having anxiety attacks, and you're just I was having hyperventilation where I just couldn't breathe. I would cry so hard, where you just trying to catch your breath. And the point is, a lot of people, some people are not criers, but most people, I think, they cry a lot. And we forget how that dehydrates us. And I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the fact that I'm pouring all of my water out of my eyes and becoming dehydrated. It didn't even register to me that that's water, You don't think about that really. You feel like tears are something totally different, but they're not. They're water, and you can get really dehydrated from all of the crying. And it's good to cry because it's an emotional release, and you need that, and it's a physical release too. But just don't forget, drink some water. And I have to drink out of glass because plastics have so many toxins in them. You don't really want to drink out of plastic water bottles if you don't have to. But some people don't have access to clean water, and all you can get is plastic water bottles, and that's fine. Just drink what you can, what you have, the cleanest you've got. If you can't afford water in glass bottles or plastic bottles, like I couldn't for a long time, so I just bought a little filter to go on the kitchen sink to filter out the water, and you could do that. You get these little water filter things. I think they're about this big at Walmart or something. They filter out your water. But clean water, just it makes a difference. And I'll talk about the food another time, because water and food, you could talk about those for a long time, but especially with the water, because you get dehydrated when you cry so much, and it just takes a lot of energy out of you. Grief is hard. It's hard on your emotions and your body. It just takes a heavy toll. The stress, that depletes so much in your body, and especially if you've got like little kids to take care of, and you have a family, or you have a job, and you got to keep going and do all this stuff while you're grieving. It's a lot. And so, just, if you remember nothing else right now at the moment, just go get some clean water, and sip that. Drink that throughout the day, because a lot of times you just forget to take care of yourself. And the other thing I wanted to mention is just and this is kind of later, after the trauma and the intensity has worn down a little bit, because you're going to be so tired, and rest is hard when you're grieving. I'll talk about getting good sleep, but who can get good sleep after a loss like that? I could not sleep for 9 days straight, and I went to the emergency room because I thought it was going to kill me. I mean, it can. If you don't sleep, you're in trouble. So I was shaking so hard from 9 days of no sleep after my husband passed away. Even before he passed away, just when he was in the ICU, I couldn't sleep because I was just so worried about him. And so it is hard to get good sleep, I will admit, while you're grieving and after a loss. It's very hard, but there are things that you can do, to help. And I still have to do things to help me to sleep. Even now, it's like over a year later, but I'll talk about that in another one. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was just moving. And in the beginning, you're going to be worn out, and you're just going to need to rest, really. So don't worry about, exercise right immediately after a loss, because you're already strained to the max. So this is a tip for those who are a little farther along in their grief journey, maybe after, 6 months, a year. Whenever the time comes that you are you're not so majorly exhausted all the time from it, because you do need to start moving again and exercising a little bit again, because if you just lay around all day, and most of you don't have that option anyway, because you have to work and you got to do things, you got to take care of your kids and your animals and all that stuff. So most of you are not going to just lay around all day long. But if you get depressed, that's all you want to do. You don't really want to walk or or swim or whatever exercise you like. And so I have to mention it because, you know, some people do just want to just lay in bed all day long. And I do understand that, because trust me, I understand that. But just for your body's sake, inactivity is very bad on your body, unless, you know, if you've got an injury and you need to stay in the bed and recover, that's different. But if you're able to get up and walk, even if, like, I can only walk just maybe 2 minutes, and then because of well, I won't get into all of the why, but I can't walk very far. Like, just walking back there to that tree, it wears me out, because I can stand for hours, but actually walking, even back and forth in my apartment, it absolutely wears me out because of just the Lyme and the mast cell stuff I deal with. It's just hard. But if you can walk, even walking, you know, just a couple of minutes a day, just to get some movement into your body, because if you're sedentary all the time, your body just starts to break down. It really does. And I don't mean you have to go out and walk 2 miles or run a marathon or anything like that. I just mean simple movement. If you have a computer, which you probably have a phone or a computer for internet if you're watching this, so just Google YouTube videos. Like, what I do is I Google, or I search on YouTube, easy exercises for senior citizens, because I have to exercise like a senior citizen because my body is in really bad shape. I may look kind of young, but I have so much disease and bone loss and muscle loss, and my body is a wreck on the inside. So I can't do a whole lot. So I look up like really easy exercises for people like, you know, 80 years old maybe, because my body can't tolerate, you know, even lifting this is kind of hard for me, and this only weighs like a pound or 2, and that's hard for me to do because just because of my illness. But the point is, do what you can do. If you can exercise, if you're in good shape, then don't forget to take your walks and do your exercises. Do some gentle stress reducing yoga or whatever you like. Swimming, a lot of people like swimming, if you have access to a pool. Or physical therapy. You know, sometimes my exercise for the day is I just look up on YouTube physical therapy exercises to help kind of, you know, mobilize my body a little bit. And my favorite is Bob and Brad, physical therapists. A lot of you guys might know them. They're really good at any kind of pain that you might have, helping to work it out a little bit. So I like looking up a Bob and Brad video on YouTube. And sometimes that's all I can do for the day for exercise. It's just a physical therapy move. And I'll show you one that they taught me. It is real simple. Just do some W's, where you go up like this. That's hard for me to do, actually, but that's because I'm out of shape. And then put your arms down and relax. This just helps your posture. It helps kind of pull these muscles here back, because a lot of people are hunched over so much during the day. So just try some of those. You just go in a W shape and try to get your arms like even. help your posture come up a little bit, stand up a little more straight. And just do a few of these every day. You know, and go back as far as you can. I have to do a lot of those throughout the day just because I'm leaned over a computer most of the day, and you can really get a lot of neck pain and all kinds of other things that way. So I'll stop here because I don't want this to be too long, but just remember those things to begin with. In thinking about your health, drink some clean water and just move a little bit. Walk around your apartment or wherever you live. If you have a dog, take them out for a walk. Well, I guess you have to. Unless you want them to go to the bathroom inside your apartment, and I'm sure you don't. But yeah, even if you're in a wheelchair, if you can't do a lot of movement, just look up something on YouTube, like easy exercises for wheelchair. You know, YouTube pretty much has something for everything. And so you can find something that you can do for like just 2 minutes out of the day, just to get your body moving, just to get the blood flow going a little bit, you know, because circulation is important, and having your blood flow better, you know, get your heart pumping just a little bit if you can't tolerate much, just to help your body, you know, because these things are going to help your body to process all of this heavy grief that you're going through. And we'll talk about maybe rest or something like that next time. But for today, go drink a few sips of water and take a lap around your apartment if you can for me. Okay, you guys hang in there, okay, and take care.